Hey, the fellow travelers, Mark.
And Jocelyn with Wolters World.
And today we're doing a couple things. We're actually on Amazon at amazon.com/shop/Wolters World. And we're on YouTube for a live feed. And we're just trying to, we're trying out new stuff.
See what happens on two different things.
And it's going well. It's going so well that I need a drink.
Lee is here. Hello. And Ronnie. Hi. Lori. John.
Hey, Stuart, 2 a.m.
Oh, Stuart. Oh my gosh. It's really early for you. Stanford. Hello. Hey, Bubba.
Hey, Zigzag. I'm glad the Morocco video was helpful today.
Hi, Nick. Brent is here. So, hello.
Yeah, Brent. Yeah, anybody that's ever on here that's trying to get you to buy Bitcoin, it's not me. There's not really anything I can really do.
Hey, Mark.
Because I report all those. If you ever see someone pretending to be me, report it, and you can actually report it. They're imitating someone and say it's a friend. Then just put me in there because I've actually reported them too, and YouTube's done nothing. So just know I will never give you a WhatsApp number. I will never give you a cryptocurrency thing, so don't ever worry about that. Okay.
No, we just give travel advice.
Yeah, we just give travel advice. So we're good there.
Sue.
So anyway,
Ahmed, Henry, and Ryan.
Well, Sue and Timothy, Mark Finley on Amazon.
Hey, Stephanie, thank you. Oh, Brian's in Cambodia.
Oh,
cool.
Nice. Very nice.
We were talking about that, how we were supposed to go to Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia, 3 years ago?
3 summers ago, yeah.
And Mark's exchange brother got married in Brazil. So we ended up going to Brazil instead. But what a wonderful experience that was.
Yeah, it was. I'm really glad we went.
So glad we got to be with family then. So yeah. Beer fairy tales, love that.
Lee Bridges, I love it. I think a Wolters specific currency has potential. Could use it to purchase neck pillows or something. True.
Nice. Great.
Thanks for the super chat.
Hey, folks. Been a fan for a while. Do you have a video on Turkey?
Sadly, we don't. That was a trip that got canceled last year because of COVID. So unfortunately, that happened.
I don't know when that's going to happen now. But that's isn't that the way for everybody? A lot of things got pushed back. So.
Yeah, and all switched around. Nick Peterson's over on Amazon. I want to say hi, buddy. Yeah, it's been 6 months since we saw you driving around. I haven't been back to that bar either. They had good burgers where we went to go eat. So I saw Carrie is over in Urbana. So good to see you.
Hey, nice. Hey, Christian. Oh my gosh, it has been a long time.
What's
up,
Rusty,
Ahmed. The 5 things you love and hate. Yeah, those were some good ones. There was one I wanted. Oh, Leo is going to Turks and Caicos. Didn't we just put out a Turks and Caicos video?
No. I still have a couple left. I think there's like a package for Turks and Caicos, maybe a shocks or a don'ts of Turks and Caicos. No, there's a shocks of Turks and Caicos that's out. I still have to do. I'll have another Turks and Caicos out probably in the next couple of weeks because I'm editing that one now. So good to see you. I see there's an Amazon customer over on Amazon. So hello, Amazon customer.
Marlene Musa says, best travel advice for traveling with a 2-year-old. We're going to France and Italy, and I'm scared. Oh, honey, don't be scared. First of all, the Italians specifically love children. Like, they will be all over you like white on rice. I mean, just absolutely love kids. So especially young ones. So two is tough, but it's manageable. The worst time is when they've just started walking. So yours is probably been walking for a little while. Just, get up, let them walk on the plane, things like that. Have them travel in their pajamas when they're on the plane. That's important because as comfortable as you can make them, you can have, some drinks and things like that. I let my kids, even when they were like 2 and they hadn't been on a bottle for a long time, I gave them a bottle often on takeoff and landing. So they were sucking and drinking at the same time to kind of help with the ear popping. And when you pack your diaper bag for the day, have a quart size or whatever Ziploc bag with an extra change of clothes. Like maybe even if it's just a onesie or something in case there's a blowout, because I'm assuming at 2, they're probably not really potty trained. have an extra set, and then you can put the dirty stuff into that Ziploc bag. If you have a blowout, that's kind of helpful information. So
yeah, even today we all have extra stuff in our bags anyway.
Do. And listen, if you have some specific questions, don't hesitate to DM me on like Instagram at Jocelyn Wolters World, and I'm happy to help because it's a big one. But we have a bunch of videos too on traveling with little ones. You may have to like search for that specifically, but they're there.
Yep. So Henry Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks, Henry.
This is Mark and Chasa. What are some of your favorite travel movies? Would love to hear from both of you. I'm actually putting together a video that we're going to film at the Christmas Story House this summer in Ohio for Fridge 56 Vet. We're going to be in Ohio filming, and I'm going to film a video on, I think I'll do 10 or 15 places that you can go visit when you travel that are movie sets. So there's that. But I think travel movies, the Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, like trilogy with Ethan Hawke and the French actress, that was a good one. So really, the first one really highlighted Vienna, and I think there's one in Paris, really highlighted Paris.
Under the Tuscan Sun for Tuscany.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I think, where else?
All of like the European Vacation.
Oh yeah, that's always a fun one.
How could you ever forget that?
Yeah,
right?
that is a good one. If you go a little bit naughty, you go Euro trip. That was pretty funny. So you can relive back in the day when you were back in Europe as a kid, in college and stuff. So Iron Hat in Germany. Hello.
Ohio. Hey, Fridge 57 Vet. We you did?
That's where the whole Cleveland's going.
Oh,
to
I'm
Ohio.
sorry. I suck.
I was trying to tie it into.
I suck.
Oh, Lori. Hi, Lori. So, Lori, we decided to do Amazon and YouTube because I know some people were having little issues getting the Amazon to work. So I thought it'd be good to go. Oh, Ahmed. I just got back from Egypt in January.
Nice.
I can't wait to go there.
Cool.
Oh, Anthony. No one leave for us until next year. Well, luckily it'll be there next year, and it'll still be there. The food will still be fantastic. The people will still be wonderful.
It'll still be amazing.
So it'll be good.
That's the way it goes. Hey, Darian.
Magnificent German with Darian. I hope you're doing well, my friend. He had a fantastic cake that looked like a Bavarian flag with spaghetti icing on top. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Stephen Bax, first time here. Well, I'm glad you're here. Just took a different kind of vacation, touring from around Ohio for 2 days or for 10 days. We had to get out of Miami. I understand sometimes it's cool to do like places that people aren't really thinking. It's like actually this summer.
I'm assuming he's Miami, Ohio, not Miami, Florida.
We had to get out of Miami. You never know. He might want to go up there to go Ohio. Well, people go different places.
Okay.
We'll find out. Stephen, let us know.
Stephen, let me know I'm right.
We're going to be in Ohio. We're going to be in Columbus, and we're going to be in Cleveland. I was hoping to get to Sandusky and do Cedar Point, but we will see.
Might not be in the works, huh?
So, but yeah, sometimes you just want to get out. I mean, just travel around your state or travel around the state next to you. We live next to, Indiana. So it's like, oh, we can go drive over there and check some stuff out. So it's sometimes you're surprised how many things that are near you that you don't realize are there, until you actually go, hey, wait. There's things to see around here. So,
okay, Esther. Any tips for Sicily at the end of July?
It's hot. Have a wide brim hat. It's hot. It's very hot.
Light, loose clothing.
Yeah, there's
stay hydrated.
So Sicily doesn't have a ton of ruins and sights to see because for the Romans it was just a breadbasket. So they just use it for farming. But you'll see like the Valley of Temples. There's actually Greek temples that are there. You can see that. Palermo's okay. I like the square in Syracuse. There's a town on the west side of the island that's up on a hill, which is actually kind of cool, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But you have fun there. It'll be the food's very heavy, I find, in Sicily in general, but it's good. The people were really friendly when we were there with my parents years ago. So you'll have a good time.
Yeah, that one right above that too. I wanted to answer that.
So Deathlock Rocks 14.
Death Clock Rocks.
Oh, Death Clock Rocks, sorry. Big fan of y'all guys. Going to Texas for the first time next week. San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. Top 3 attractions you would recommend for each city. So San Antonio, I would do the Missions. You go out of town
and
to see the Missions.
Tacos.
And Puffy Tacos. You can do the Alamo, of course.
Riverwalk.
Walk on the Riverwalk. that would be my main things for that. Austin, going to the bars on Rainy Street, because it's basically all these houses got turned into bars. That was kind of cool. The presidential library you went to.
Oh,
Johnson's presidential library. Though I don't know if it's open because a lot of those have been closed for COVID.
It may be open
so
now.
that would be a thing there. And then south of Congress, the shops that are there, it's kind of interesting to see.
Really great stuff. I bought a really cool bracelet there. And then, the little, what's the street? Rainy Street.
Yeah,
Did you say that?
said that.
Okay. I was reading this over here because Scott Bradbury over on Amazon said, "Evening, y'all be pleased to know that I had to drive for 2 hours today, and I thought of your 14-hour drives, and it made life easier."
I'm glad we could help out.
Because Scott we were talking yesterday on a live about how Americans think nothing of getting in the car and driving for a couple, 3 hours, like it's no big deal. And, people in Europe are like 2 hours, you have to rest and you need a coffee,
Yeah, I remember in Portugal, they
like,
had like signs, like, you need to rest every 2 hours or hour and a half or something like that. Take 15 minutes. I'm like, and the thing is, they have really, really strict laws with that when it comes to truck drivers and bus drivers. I know when I've taken students, like they're like, no, the driver could only drive for 2.5 hours, and he had to take at least like an hour off. Mm-hmm. And so we ended up planning our like day trips. It was like a day trip because we went from Madrid to Valencia, so we ended up doing a day trip to Cuenca. He's like, yeah, because we can drive. That's about where he has to stop, and then we'll go see the city for 4 or 5 hours. So then,
do you remember the one time we were on a train and they had to stop because the conductor was, or the engineer was over his limits. We literally had to sit for half an hour, and then the other train broke down. Oh my gosh, that was
that was
a hellacious day.
Yeah, that was a long day. So Steph Kent,
thank you
for the super chat. Question is, where is your favorite country for local drinking culture? Lots of great drinking here in Cleveland and all over Ohio. I will be drinking in Cleveland soon enough. To check on your suggestion, Steph. Yeah. So I would say drinking culture stuff that I've enjoyed. Brazil, outside on the beach, on like beach, not a beach chair, but like, just outdoor like chairs and table at an outdoor, like the bar is just a kiosk kind of thing. That's always been a lot of fun too, like the super ice cold beer. Beer gardens in Germany are always a good time. Always a good time. Austria too. Let's see. When I was in Lithuania, we would go drinking a lot, but we'd always we'd go out in the forest, and people would bring somebody bring a bottle of vodka. Some people would be like pickles. Some people would bring like a sausage, and then some people would bring brown bread, and we just sit out there. And there'd always be somebody that would bring like a little mini picnic table and throw it down, and we put everything on there. So there's a lot of good places you can go and partake in some tasty beverages. That is for sure.
Yep. So speaking of long drives, Mark Finley just said, we drove 9 hours round trip last year just to get spaghetti ice. Oh, my
Hey, Tom Shaner. Good to see you.
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
So Alex Hoffman has a question. What's the update on Europe? Can I get over there without a vaccination? So some places you can, but you will have to test before you go. And have a negative test. So that is something to think about. But the rules are always changing, so sometimes it's hard to really keep up to date with them. But that's one of those things.
I don't remember that.
So there is that. Then let's see. Ooh, Brian's asking, the Dolomites in April, is that too early in the season? It's a bit early, but it's not bad.
Okay.
If you're going to go hiking up in the Dolomites, it might. You still should be okay. I've gone to when you're going up towards there, my friends took me to a bunch of towns up there in like November, and it was fine still. So I figure that's like the other side of the winter. You should be okay. You should be okay with that.
Mo says just did. Oh wow, Frank Lloyd Wright. And where'd it go? Oak Park a couple weeks ago. That's awesome. I would love to go and see all of that stuff. The house that I sort of grew up in, I don't know, I lived there for a while when I was in high school. The architect that built it was somehow connected with Frank Lloyd Wright, and the house is really amazing. And those things together helped to get me into historic preservation. So I always kind of paid attention to Frank Lloyd Wright, and he was something else.
So Callie, I'm glad we could be with you growing up, learning about traveling and stuff like that. So we were supposed to go to Turkey last year. We were talking about this earlier, and it got canceled because of COVID. So that kind of sucks. So
Tom, thanks for the heads up on the Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland. Scott said 9-hour drive here. We'd have to take a week off of work for the coffee breaks on the way. It's so true.
So Jim, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks,
Huge
Jim.
fan. Planning March, April, delayed honeymoon. Hey, always cool. Thinking 2 weeks. Venice, Florence, Chianti, Rome, Naples, Sorrento. Learning so much from you both. Okay, so for this, what I would recommend. Sorry, I had an allergic reaction to something yesterday, and I'm itchy all over. For the Sorrento thing, Naples is really hectic. I would just base yourself in Sorrento and do a day trip into Naples, and you can do a day trip to Amalfi, the Isle of Capri, and then Amalfi Coast and stuff like that. I would do that. We have some videos on there that are older. Venice, I have newer ones for Venice. Florence, a little bit older. Rome, we got a bunch of stuff to help you out. There's really, really old Amalfi Coast videos. I need to get back there and refilm that. But that's a really nice place to be because you get small towns and big cities. So you guys have a really good delayed honeymoon. So congratulations on that. Let's see. David points out food. Thank you very much for the super chat, David. Says food in Sicily is similar to quantity of food here in the Italian American restaurants here in the U.S. in terms of cuisine and portions. Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like every Italian American that I meet, they have relatives in Sicily.
Well, the thing is like Southern Italy came to the United States and Northern Italy went to South America, like Brazil and Argentina.
And you can see that in the food culture too.
Yeah,
it's really noticeable. And so we have a lot of really good friends who they're Italian. They live in Northern Italy. And when we went to Argentina specifically, I remember going, wow, this is like being back in Vicenza. So it was really cool.
So Christian, that's not new wallpaper. It's just the light. The light's just
funky.
different. So
I do love my wallpaper though.
Let's see. Going to the movies. I traveled to filming locations all over the U.S. Can't wait to do some movies in Europe one day. Run Lola Run in Berlin. That is a good one. Amelia in France and many more. So going to movie. That's a really good point. There's some good ones. Like one I love. When I lived in Germany, there was nostalgia. So there's all these movies that came out. Things like Goodbye Lenin and stuff. And it was like everyone's remember like the 70s in East Germany. So there's all these movies like showing that again. And so you go see stuff from that. That was kind of nice. What was another good one?
Your mom loves to do the Bond things.
Oh yeah, anything with Bond, we'll give you plenty of destinations.
She'll go find all sorts of Bond stuff, and they're cool. Like because you can see it. It's big parts of the city often.
Yeah.
Yep. In Bruges was good too. Bruges is a cool place. Thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Yes. Oh, gee, good to have you back, and thank you for the super chat. Spent 42,000 Delta Sky miles for Dallas to Connecticut. Flights are averaging about $500 a pop. Did I do well redeeming my miles for this trip? Yeah. Not super great.
Not terrible.
Because right now, the thing is, for those of you who know, Delta, it's no longer like back in the day, it would be like, $25,000 for a domestic flight, $50,000 for international flight. Well, now the miles have become cheapened. So now it will really change it. So it's actually based on the dollar amount of the flight a lot of times. So that's why it was so many, because it's a $500 flight. So it was 42,000 miles. What I usually find,
No, go ahead.
What I usually find, the miles, your better bet is to use it for upgrades, to be honest. Or, excuse me, that's what I found.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like if I want to go somewhere and I don't want to spend the money, I'll spend the miles. I mean, it's just another form of currency. And if you feel like it was a good deal for you, then it was a good deal for you. You've got $500 in your pocket that you can spend in Connecticut. So, and you might need that in Connecticut because
it's not super cheap.
Depends on where you're going, but sometimes the places to stay are not super cheap. But we've had really good luck finding some great
Airbnbs
and VRBOs. Actually, I've done more VRBOs in Connecticut than I have Airbnb by like a lot. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of questions.
Grotamare. Yeah, David, you must see in the summer in Italy is Grotamare. Yeah, Grotamare.
Hey,
yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Oh, Rally, Creative Travels. Good to see you on here.
Hey, Lane, Thomas Reiser. How are you? And Thomas just got back. Well, you're about on your way back. I don't know if you're home yet, but he's getting close.
Driving. That man drives around the country like it's nobody's business.
Oh, Lord, Trini.
Trini, hey guys. What would be more likely in the next year or two, a Walter World book or a Walter World podcast? Oddly enough, I just read 2 books on starting podcasts today and yesterday. So I'm thinking about that. The book stuff, I think the book will come out of a new video series we're working on, and we're just going to expand our video series into a book. So I would like both of them to come out.
Can we just finish one thing at a time?
Yeah, let's finish a book or whatever. Yes,
Mark,
dear.
Look at me.
I love you.
Look around the house.
I know. I love you.
Just look around the house. Love me.
Look, Rusty Shackelford, there's a whole other thing there. Rusty Shackelford, thank you very much for this. Maybe I don't want to say thank you for this one, though, Rusty.
Bless your heart.
Rusty, just adding to Jocelyn's secret RV fund. Shh, don't tell Mark until it's purchased. Yeah.
We were just talking about RVs, and I was hoping to stop at Coons. There's this really cool RV place in Ohio. It's called Coons, and they've been in business for I don't know. It's multi-generational place. And they do like B plus kind of, they specialize in those kind of RVs. So like bigger than a van, but not as big as like a Class C, if you know what that means. Anyway, and really nice guys. I actually did a video up there. I took my mom up there for her birthday because she loves RVs. And I was hoping on this trip to be able to swing there and get Mark excited, but.
I'm nodding for this. Yes, we're planning for a Spain trip next year, but RV. We'll see. We'll see. So Pin Pitch is going to NOLA this weekend. That you have a good time for your birthday. That's not a problem there. There's so many good places to eat. I don't want to say one place. I will say get the char grilled oysters.
It's your favorite.
That's my favorite. Right now, the thing is it's summertime, so it's not usually good. That's not so good oyster season. So be careful with that.
Yeah. So the rule for oysters, by and large, is don't eat oysters, or you only eat oysters with an R in the month. So like April is the end of that, right?
Yeah, so that'll be tough.
September is the start of it. And to be honest, when you're in warm waters, I don't know. But if they're cooked, if they're grilled, then you're okay. And quite frankly, they're getting shipped in from cold water places now more often than not during the summer. So you'll probably be okay.
Hey, Eureka Carter.
I'm
just going to put that one back up again just to remind it. Oh, Steve Lebo. Hey, Mark. Loving Whiskey Wednesday. Poured myself a glass. Spain, Portugal in spring or fall. Japan in spring or fall. Japan in spring is for the cherry blossoms.
Yes.
That's a better time to go. Portugal and Spain, either one is fine because you're in shoulder season. You'll still have good weather for both places.
But if you're
but the locals won't think it's really nice weather because they're used to warmer weather here in the southern parts.
But you'll think it's great. But if you're going to do Japan, you need to do it in the spring. So you do Japan in the spring and Spain and Portugal in the fall.
Yes, Thomas, we appreciate all the product placement and all your shots with your shirts, man. Thank you very much. So Tom Shaner said considering visiting Falling Waters this weekend. Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Have fun.
It's hard to do too. I keep looking
I know.
at one.
I was gonna
I can read it.
I was gonna put hey Aaron on Amazon. Hope you're doing well. We were considering doing Facebook as well. So we have everything going on here.
Hang on. Oi, Caio in Brazil. Stop for a second, please. Best European country to rent a scooter.
For great picks. Well, a lot of people there's a lot of scooters in Italy, but the drive in Italy can be a bit hectic.
Mm-hmm. Especially like Rome.
Yeah,
like if you're in a village or a small town, you're okay, but Rome,
yeah,
like a little much, right?
Yeah. So well, I wouldn't say necessarily country. There's different places you can go that'll have like a lot of stuff. If you do some of the romantic road in Germany, or if you're doing the wine region in the north of Portugal, or you're going to be
great.
Yeah, or you're smaller village areas in Greece or Italy. Those are all decent ones. Just got to be careful with the driving.
It's the cities that I would really be careful of.
Yeah. So Mel asks, do you think spring 2022 is too soon to take a Caribbean cruise? They'll be starting up. That's a personal thing for you. I want to guess for that. Well, it'll be you'll probably have to be vaccinated and tested as well. Yeah. And that's a lot of things. People, you may be vaccinated. What you have to realize is even if you're vaccinated, a lot of places are still going to require you to have tests and keep getting tested over and over again. So just know that one. Okay?
Lee, you're awesome.
I want you good folks to know my baseball team was about to lose a game, so I tuned in this talk instead, and they scored 7 runs in the 13th inning. Oh my goodness.
We are your rally cap.
That is insane.
That's really crazy.
So Harry asks, hey, Wolters World, do you have to wear a mask even if you're fully vaccinated when flying on a plane? Yes, they will throw you off the plane and you can get banned from the airline. So you have to wear it no matter what. The only time you can take it off is if you're actively eating or drinking, and it doesn't matter. They'll tell you, even if you're vaccinated, you still have to do that. And some airlines are not messing around. So just have a heads up for that.
Roxanne, he did take an antihistamine and
this morning,
went to sleep.
this morning I took it and it helped.
We were in the car and he goes, I think I'm really tired because of the Benadryl. I'm like, pull over and let me drive.
Yeah, we were just going like 10 minutes away. I'm like, I don't feel like I should be driving. So I want to take when we fit. That's why I think we'll go for like an hour tonight because I really want to itch my skin off right now because it's that bad.
Scratch it off. The itch is what you feel.
Yeah, sorry, scratch. She's the
English major.
Hey, just want to say hi to Fadi Ahmed on Amazon. Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
Thanks for popping in. For those who don't know, we actually do have. Here, let's go to.
Hey, Max, we're glad you're back too.
Oh, hey.
Oh my gosh, are we losing things again already?
Ding
dang dong.
I know they're not helpful here.
Okay.
So, David Fincy, thank you again for the super chat. So, do you guys follow Euro 2020 soccer? Yes, I have been. Usually, I follow it much more. I can't get it on TV this time. Like usually, I can get it on cable, and we have Sling right now, and I can't find any of the shows. I can watch it like partially on ESPN on their webpage, but it doesn't come through very much. So that's been frustrating. And there's been a lot of own goals this year, like crazy number of own goals.
It's because nobody's been practicing like normal.
I guess.
They're just like out of practice, just like the rest of us in our lives. Adam Tenhouse, thank you for the super chat. Happy Wednesday, Wolters. Seeing car rentals in August is already a ghost town. Is that normal or unique to this year? That is unique to this year. It's insane. Part of it is that apparently there's like in some cities, there's like a car shortage. People are having trouble getting cars in. My dad is a car dealer and we haven't had any issues that I know of, maybe with specific things. But he's also not in a metropolis, so that might be part of it.
And also during COVID, to help get through, some car agencies, rental agencies,
Ford Motor Company.
Car rental agencies.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how Ford made masks for people.
Yeah, Ford did make masks for people, but car rental agencies actually sold off some of their fleets, so there's actually less rental cars that are available. That's why it can be kind of crazy. So, Henry, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks, Henry.
If you guys had to go on a road trip in the next 6 months to a year within North America, would you choose a van similar to Carinate's or a bus similar to Ryan Louis' thoughts? I would do neither. I'm not van life, and it's not realistic in terms of what I would want to. I'm not.
That's not
young.
You.
It's not me.
I would lean toward the bus over the van. Please remember that we are 4 people. But for me, I love the B pluses. They're manageable, and they're not, I don't know. They've got all the creature comforts that you need, without having to do any of the work yourself. Right?
Yeah. I just like driving my own car.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Mark and Jocelyn, going to Fenway in 3 days. Very cool. Remember, you can actually, it's a place where you can pee and watch the game at the same time. Check that out. Was at Wrigley a few weeks ago. Awesome. Loving the domestic solo travel stuff. Where else should I go?
I love that you got 2 of the greatest baseball stadiums ever. Yeah. And that they're still there,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hope they don't change too much. It's important to me.
Yeah. I think some other places you could go, for baseball, you might want to look and find some minor league places to check out. So you can look at, if you hit up a town like Savannah, they got the Bananas, which sounds silly, but there's some things there. If you're over in Boston, I actually go up to Maine to see Acadia National Park. I like that quite a bit.
So I got a couple over here on Amazon I'd like to answer. So Evan says, Have you guys had any experience with Amtrak or other rail in the U.S.? Yes, we take Amtrak up to Chicago often because it's only a couple hours and it's easy if we're going to downtown and we don't want to deal with car and parking and all that hell. Amtrak, the reason Amtrak doesn't always have the best. Well, they don't have the best reputation for being on time and service and things like that. And part of the reason is that many people don't know this. Amtrak doesn't own most of the lines they're running on. A lot of the rail in the U.S. is owned by short lines. So they have to bow to whomever owns it. So often that's what shortens things up, like time gets messed up. But I have to say, I've never had like lost luggage or, anything like that. It is often not on time, the ones that we take. And we haven't done anything like big cross-country stuff, but we definitely have taken it regularly here. Little bit better on the East Coast. We have taken a few like into Boston and stuff when we're in Connecticut. And that has all been good. And then Brian Smith, hi dear, can't believe how strict the U.S. airlines are for kids on masks versus airlines from the rest of the world.
It's the way it is.
You know what? Autonomy, right? I mean, it's just what it is.
It is what it is, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
hey, one of my favorite names.
Dudley Do-Right is back in the house. Just saying to say hello. Thank you for the super chat, Dudley Do-Right. We appreciate it, my friend. Larry Barrett, thank you also for the super chat, my friend. You forgot to put a thing in there. Although if you put a sticker, I guess it doesn't show up. If you use like an emoji, because when I use StreamYard, it doesn't show up that way. So sorry. Oh, Ryan Wrigley as well. Thank you very much for the super chat. That was super nice. You guys, everybody, just want to say thank you so much.
England versus Germany next Tuesday. So says Scott. That'll be a good game too, right?
It's going to be a 6-1 again.
Yeah. Mark and Terry Finley are having their 26th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Everybody give a round of applause.
Congratulations, you two lovebirds.
Awesome.
So Reese Durning, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks, Reese.
Greetings from Scotland. We wish we were there. Going to Moscow for 2 weeks in September. My first time travel without my parents. Ooh. Wow. Well, you have a fantastic trip when you're there.
That's a big one.
There's tons of stuff there. It's expensive, but there's so much to see when you're there, and you can actually find some pretty cheap deals for food in Moscow. If you can do a trip, there's some trips you can go up the river and go see some of the palaces. That's a nice thing to do. What else? Club life there. There's some pretty cool clubs there. So you'll have a good time when you're there, but don't just stay in Moscow. Find some day trips to go around as well.
Be safe. It's a big city. Safe. Please, in Greek we say "Tomatia Thessada," keep your eyes forward. So to in front, to in back, because it's a big city.
Yep.
Okay.
David Finsley, thank you again for another super chat. Are you ever going to do a video about Romania? Actually, we're planning on being in Romania next year. So that is coming. I was there pre-Wolters World. I was in Bucharest. We saw Brasov. I like Brasov. Went to where the Dracula Castle is and a few other places. So we did have a nice time. But I need to get back.
Steve was just in Pella, Iowa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So if anyone, and he was in Dutch Fix. Yeah, where was it? Yes. Steve, hi, Wolters. I found myself in Pella, Iowa today and found myself eating Dutch food at Dutch Fix thanks to one of your recent videos. Yes. And did you burn your mouth on the bitterballen as well, just like back in the Netherlands? Oh, yeah. So for those who don't know, Pella, Iowa is a small town that is like super, it literally looks like a town from the Netherlands in the 1950s. It's where the Pella window people are based out of, so they have a lot of money to keep things up. Nice little stop. If you're heading towards Des Moines or you're on I-80, you can head down a bit and go see it. It's well worth it. I actually will have a video on Pella probably middle of July. I'll have a short, 3-4 minute long video on visiting Pella and having the Dutch letters. There's a pastry they have there. So
Kim M says she's just chosen to do this tonight because it was easier, but we can call her by her nickname, Amazon Customer.
Hey, Amazon Customer.
I love it.
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
So Chris Atkins says, do a video on El Salvador. So I do have a video on safety in El Salvador, and I think we have the foods of El Salvador already out. But I am actually doing the last touches on the don'ts of El Salvador. So this weekend will be the don'ts of business travel to Europe and probably what's known for to the UK. And then Wednesday, next week's video is, since Canada Day is July 1st, on the 30th, we're going to put out the differences between the U.S. and Canada. So it's like a fun one.
Kind of fun.
And then it's 4th of July weekend, so I'm going to put USA videos out then. But then after that, then we're going to have the Don'ts of El Salvador. So I'm working on it now.
Long story short, Chris, wait like 10 days and you'll have it.
Yes.
We did enjoy our time in El Salvador. It was pretty cool.
You got to eat pupusas the right way. You don't make it a taco. You rip part of it off and you pick up the cabbage and the salsa stuff.
And horchata in El Salvador might be my favorite.
Yeah, from
anywhere.
Mr. Donut. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And we were in so I was at one of our Mexican
Don't drink
markets.
the water.
Don't drink the water. No, do not drink the water in El Salvador. Bad stuff happens. But
We can attest
attest that. Yes, we'll just leave it at that. Yes. I was at one of our Mexican markets here in town, and I saw that Goya had pupusas that you could like take home and cook. And the lady's like, "You like pupusas?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "There's a new restaurant in town that has pupusas." I'm like, "No way." She's like, "Yes way, you gotta go." I'm like, "Where is it?" She's here. So I picked up Caleb from school and we went straight there. And so every so often, Caleb and I would go there just to go have pupusas. Oh, so good.
It's pretty exciting.
Sorry, I got excited. It was
Ron Gonzo, thank you for the super chat.
Yes. So, Ron, your question. If you have a long layover in a country other than the one you're flying to, can we still exit the airport or has that stopped due to COVID restrictions? You will have to do whatever that country's COVID restrictions are. So some of them make you like preload up your stuff. So you might not be able to do it. Back in the day, when I would have basically 6 hours was my thing when I'd go into town and go do stuff. Like a lot of times when I'd fly from the U.S. back to Lithuania when I lived there, I'd have 6-7 hours in London. I'd go in, have lunch with my friend in Canary Wharf, and then I'd come back to the airport and do that. So yeah. EJ, thank you very much for the super chat. One of my friends from college from Rwanda now lives in Chicago. Very nice. We're huge Rwanda fans. He has also said it's great, as you both said. He also loves Botswana. Yeah, Botswana and South Africa are a future trip we're going to go on.
I want to go to Malawi too, but my gosh, Rwanda, y'all, if I could choose anywhere to go back to that, right now, Rwanda would be definitely in the top 5. I just absolutely loved it.
So Dudley Do-Right shine his Amtrak experience. Took Amtrak to Orlando from Minneapolis. Wow. And our luggage arrived in Orlando a day before we did. How does that even happen?
Awesome. I don't know, but I think you just broke my...
That's crazy.
intro.
Oh,
hey, Valerie.
I am dying here with all these. Oh, my goodness. Gabriel Guerrero, thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Call Tangerine. I missed it. It zipped by. I'm sorry.
We'll scroll there. Eric B's in the house. Always like to see Eric on here. Mike Wada, thank you very much for the super chat. And your road trip planned, Indiana to Sarasota, Florida. Stop over in Atlanta on the way down. Hey, so if you're going through Atlanta, Mary Mac's Tea Room, go eat there. You're welcome. Super awesome Southern food.
I haven't been there, and Marcus goes on.
We went with my buddy Jeff. We actually went 2 days in a row to it because we're like, this is so good. We have to go back. So, it's so good. So good. The Georgia Aquarium is also really good when you're there. That's worth checking out. I enjoyed that too. Zoo Atlanta was good. Atlanta, I like it. I really like Atlanta.
Good town.
Driving it sucks. I do have the don'ts of Atlanta.
Listen, when we drive through Atlanta, which we do a lot, one way to kind of avoid some of the traffic is to take 75 straight through the city, because although it's a madhouse and it's packed, there are no truckers are allowed there. So it's a little bit easier to get in and around because you're not passing these super long vehicles. So that's my tip for driving in Atlanta. Mark Finley over on Amazon says, I'm weird. I've booked every hotel for a 17-day vacation next May, and I still can't even buy the airline tickets.
Wow. Next
dang,
I guess it'll be next month, yeah.
Yeah, but he can do that soon. So you're crazy, man.
Yeah.
But we know how he likes to plan.
He does like to plan. He likes to plan ahead. Terry will attest to that. Yes. So Callie Tangerine, wow, this is the first time I heard of Amazon Stream. Honestly, until last week, I'd never heard of it either. They actually reached out to us to do some try it out. And so we did the last 3 days we've done them. We'll probably do a few in July as well. And I don't know if we'll do it like where it's Amazon and YouTube at the same time or just Amazon. But just something I thought we'd try to check out. So if you would like to go to Amazon.com/shop/Wolters World, next to our picture, you can actually follow us there. So if we do lives on Amazon, you can check it out. I know it'll probably be helpful, especially when we get towards November and early December. We'll probably do some where we actually go through, because if you're on Amazon, we can actually talk about products and stuff, and you can order products, and we'll actually go through stuff for like good travel gifts and stuff you want to get people.
I got one today.
Yeah. Oh, yours came in. One of them came. Amazon, gotta love it.
So we have these zero grid things for our whole family, and it holds up to 6 passports. But they're kind of it's a big one to carry around if it's just me traveling or just Mark traveling. So I ordered a mini one. So we'll see. We're gonna do a live unboxing, y'all.
Yeah.
Whoop. Loop, 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 whoop. Oh, there's the stuff inside. Oh, yay. It still has my favorite little pen.
Oh, it's got the pen. That's a good.
That's fantastic. So you can put some cards in there. I can't see. I need to be able to look.
Your business cards can go here.
Credit cards, because it's RFID protected.
You can slide your passport in there.
Passport there. Cool.
So there's that. The other one has more stuff. You have fun with that. So going to the movies. Have you been to Ingmar Bergman's Island in Sweden? I have not. I have not been there. So Laura wants to know, when do you think the UK restrictions will ease for COVID? I want to visit my family again. Unfortunately, I was supposed to leave the UK tomorrow, but my flight was canceled by the airline. Yeah, here's the thing: is they've been talking about the UK to US opening up and having a bubble. I mean, I've been hearing chatter about this since late April. So I thought they'd announced something like by now about it, and especially after we had the G7 summit and they had talks there. So I would have to imagine next couple of weeks some more information will come out. But yeah, it sucks.
Do you know what this came with?
No, what?
It came with a Return Me recovery service, lifetime Return Me recovery service.
Yeah.
So I have to activate these, and I can put the sticker. They give you 2 stickers. So like I'll put one on this one and one on the big one. And They say that over 80% of lost items with a Return Me tag get returned. Shoot, I'll take those odds.
That's cool. So Tamario Nelly's asked, do you have any international trips planned this year? I'm heading to Greece and Italy in September. So yes.
Perfect time for Greece and Italy.
Yes, it is. So we've got France and Ireland already booked. You are looking possibly Greece. So we've got stuff coming in.
And if I go, I'm going to go in September. Greece in September is awesome. And the figs are blooming. Sika. Yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Be perfect.
Let's see. Anything? Rusty. So Rusty over on Amazon asks, have you had any issues with unwanted insects while traveling? Midges, chiggers, ticks, bed bugs? If so, how did you handle it? Bed bugs, I did have once, and it was horrible. I actually went into the water on the beach and just laid in the water all day to drown them, and that helped.
So permethrin is the stuff you can spray on your clothes if you know you're going somewhere that has like a massive bug infestation. We got that when we were on safari because they have these tsetse flies. And anyway, it repels them, and it's really great stuff. So
hitting tax 26, there's no reason to go to violence. My name, for those who don't know, my name is Mark Wolters, and so that's all.
Scott says, tomorrow is our monthly update on the travel traffic light system in the UK, praying the US gets put on the green list so we don't have to quarantine when we get back here. And so Americans don't have to quarantine when they come here. That would be really fantastic, wouldn't it? You would think that we could all make it happen, but we'll see.
So Brett Wild, what is your go-to place in the U.S. this year? So our go-to place, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. That was our go-to. That's a great place. That's a place, so much space, so much beautiful nature, so much great things to see.
And you can social distance. Like if you're still not comfortable, and I totally get it, it's an easy way to do it. So yeah. So
let's see. So Pat Murphy says July 19th is the new UK day. Okay. Oh, I got my order. So Catherine Wolters, I got my order for the converted day from Amazon today for Monday night. Nice. Cool. I'm glad I got there. David Finzey's asking, Mark and Josh, I'm guessing you're both vaccinated. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Fully vaccinated.
Right below that, Dr. Angela Giles. We have not been to the Galapagos. We have been to Quito and
Cuenca.
We
and
went to
Mindo.
Otavalo.
The Otavalo Market.
Mindo was way off the beaten track. Oh my gosh, we got even further off the beaten track. We were somewhere up from Mindo, and by up I mean straight up the side of a mountain. that was crazy.
Mhm.
If you look at some of our Ecuador videos, you'll see us whitewater inner tubing, and that was always
people
fun.
make fun. I'm like, yeah, and the guy's like, we need to get off now. I'm like, okay, let's get out.
It was such a good time.
Yeah, Ecuador is fun. I recommend. That was really cool.
Ecuador is like all the different biomes in one place.
It's great if you homeschool
really
or
is
world
amazing.
school your kids. Great place to
Ecology.
do ecology class for a month or so there. It's really cool. So Paul, thank you
Hi,
very much
Stuart.
for the super chat. Really appreciate it. So Carl Lucas writes, are you an airline points maven? Are you interested in posting videos about points and mileage strategies? So for me, we just tend to kind of collect the miles because I know some people really use them, and there's some really good advice out there for miles stuff. I have never really been a big user of the miles, or
no, we use
we
our
use
miles.
them.
But
we use them like for the
thing.
kids to fly with us.
So it's such a big and vast subject matter, right? So like everybody's got different things that they need and that they want, and all the different points, places, and mileage, they change. Staying on top of that is truly like that's just one huge subject that we can't do all that plus what we do anyway. So we leave that to other people.
So Trini, since you guys are truly what?
Go on.
So since you guys are truly knowledgeable in the travel industry, do you see the U.S. any restriction on travel remittances with Cuba in the next year? I don't know. That's a federal government thing. I hope so, because we'd like to get back there, and we were planning on going. Then the restrictions came back in. And
I think that it's going to be pretty tough to say that it's going to be in a year, but I think that
I think it's coming.
I think it's coming the next 2 to 3. I would think in this administration. Shoot. Do you see it?
A big old wasp up there.
So I've been chasing this wasp around our house all day. He's finally sitting still, and I got the wasp spray.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Nice. And I have to go into the movies. There's nothing worse than driving to DC. Amen to that. So Valerie Rogers, thank you very much for the super chat. I agree. Americans are not obnoxious to travel around anymore than any other rude people. And I think Americans get a bad rap for being ugly travelers because English is the de facto language. And so everyone sees, if you speak English, you're American. So they're a bad traveler. That's why it's there. So there is that. So David wants to know what language you speak after living abroad. So language, give me some practice to brush up. I could feel comfortable teaching.
Be ready.
Be ready for what?
I don't know.
I don't even have a shoe to smash it with.
I'm going to spray them, but if I fall off the ladder, catch me.
Catch you? Just get down before you get yourself killed. Caleb, stop killing your brother.
No
Sorry.
wrestling.
Yeah, no wrestling. We already had to see a nurse once today. Fun times at the Wolters house. So, no, but the ones I feel comfortable teaching in, if we've given a little time, English, German, Spanish, Portuguese. I could be 8th grade conversation in Italian. I could be a nice tourist in French. I can speak some Lithuanian. I used to know some Finnish and Russian, but that's all gone now. So there's some things there. Let's see. Ooh, Rich, thank you very much for the super chat. Heading out to Ireland in the beginning of September and thinking about renting a car. Got any car rental advice? So we have multiple videos on this. Just look up car rental Europe Wolters World, or car rental advice, or driving in UK advice Wolters World.
Nighttime.
Jocelyn has a video for that. I have multiple videos for that goes through there. The biggest thing that you're going to get is, Jocelyn will tell you it's putting your seatbelt on, but stick shift is going to be what you're going to get. It's very hard. It's going to cost you more to get an automatic. It's getting easier to find them.
But they're still at a cost.
But don't think they're going to have an automatic for you. That's one thing. Another thing, the roundabouts will get people sometimes. So that's one you have to know. And I explained that in the video, how to do it. That'll be a little bit there. Also, it's always when you first start driving out, you forget to be on which side of the road. That's where you're make sure you're really paying attention to be on the correct side of the road when you pull out of a street or something like that.
Tony, happy birthday to your wife in North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
Kiri, pupusas are from El Salvador.
Yes.
Okay, and there's a couple over here I want to get. Rusty, we haven't really traveled a whole lot since we've been vaccinated.
We've traveled in the U.S.
We've traveled within the U.S., but we haven't been outside. And then Mark says, "Oh, dag nabbit."
Yeah, Justin has a hard time with the Amazon. The Amazon, we have to use a phone for the Amazon.
Anyone know when Delta customer service opens each day? I will need to get in line early next Wednesday. Might be a long day. So, Mark, call as soon as you get up, and they will give you a call back thing. So you can like that. It
might be 12 or 16 hours later.
Yeah, but they may be able to schedule. Actually, you could call now and then just schedule it for tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or something, and you'll probably be okay.
So Lee Bridges asked,
Mr. Honest.
Serious, one of my young relations is bi and worried about anti-gay violence in other countries. How can we check on this? Are there sources to track it? So the LGBTQ community actually does a good job of helping people know what places are safer or less, or places you need to take more care or less care kind of thing. I know from my personal experience where I found that people being more open, basically you're looking at Western Europe, the US, Canada, Brazil, there's been much more open. Eastern Europe, that's a little bit tougher. Some places in South America, and it can be tough. I know some of our fans that have gone to Jamaica have noted they had some issues when they were there. So it is one of the things. But what's nice is there's a lot look up Two Travel Dads. They're on Instagram. They also have a website that goes into a lot of stuff about for the LGBTQ community for travel. So those are some things I would check out.
Else do anything on it
Not really,
specifically. No. But and then there are those places where it's just it's kind of verboten for anyone to have any kind of PDA. Like in Rwanda, I'm not supposed to hug him, and that's weird because I hold my husband. Wouldn't
you want to hold me?
All the time, baby.
Yes. Anyway,
I got a couple over here.
So, Mr. Honest, thank you for loving the channel. We've got plenty of stuff from Rwanda. We've got the don'ts of visiting Rwanda, shocks of Rwanda, mistakes travelers make in Rwanda, what to pack for Rwanda. We have tons of stuff on there. Just go to our YouTube channel and just put in Rwanda playlist, Wolters World, and it'll show up. All of them will show up there.
Rusty, those racket bug zappers are awesome. I just am not getting that close to a wasp that's like this big. I'm not kidding y'all. It was like almost 3 inches. It was freaking huge.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. So Michael, traveling the world. Hey, Wolters World, what do you recommend for the Freedom Trail? I could use the Eyewitness Travel book for Boston, or do I do a guided tour? The U.S. and no story of the American Revolution. So I've walked the Freedom Trail in Boston with the lines going through. There's enough signage there on its own. You can do it on your own. So it's not a problem.
But also really good travel guides are fantastic. Like we always tell people to use Rob from Trip Hacks DC. And he's like one of those independent tour guides, and he just runs a really great ship. We love it. So,
oh, Vance Hicks, thank you very much for the super sticker. I wish I was online so I could see what the sticker was. That is one thing StreamYard needs to work on, so we can see these things. Let's see. So Scott Bradley says there's nothing more tragic than hearing an English person saying "awesome" in the English accent, and America saying "mate" in the American one.
Steve-O says, I was looking for hotels around Munich already for Oktoberfest in 22. Everything says not available already. Can that be right? So I think that is twofold. There's probably not a lot of people putting stuff out there right now.
Because they don't know what's going on.
And the ones, because Germany's under higher restrictions than a lot of other places in the EU right now.
And they already canceled Oktoberfest this year.
Yeah. So there's probably just not a lot open is what I'm thinking. And if there are things where they have decided to put them out there for reservation, they may have already been booked.
Yeah. So Alyssa, Ireland, any safety tips on traveling solo to a place where it's impossible to blend in? Example, I'm tall, black girl lit, traveling to Japan, tourists are targets. So Japan, you don't have to worry. Japan is super safe.
Actually, can I just tell her about Kofi really quick?
Oh, yeah.
So this guy who fights at a local gym here in town, he's brilliant. He's a manga artist, and he is a tall black man, and he lived in Japan. And he's done a couple study abroad things, and he's studying manga. And he has all these pictures of him being there and whatever. And he loved it, and he had an excellent time. So, best practice, learn some of the language if you can,
Even if it's just arigato,
and
thank you.
Yeah,
and,
it just learn the niceties, right? And you'll do great. But
Yeah.
thank you for the super chat.
Yes, so I hope that can help. Next up, Leonardo. Hi, Mark. I'm probably one of your first followers since 0809. Wow.
You are.
Old school. There you go. Obrigado. Like you, I'm Brazilian too. Do you know if non-citizen U.S. residents can also enter EU just like U.S. citizens? Thanks. That is going to be based on passports. That's the thing there. So that at least that's what it was last time I was checking. It'll be based on your Brazilian passport that's coming in. So that's what's kind of sucky, because there's people that have their passport from their, maybe from Italy, but I've lived in the U.S. forever. That's why you have to have a green card to get in. But like if you had like a work permit for France, then it would be a different story. But sadly, I'm sorry, my friend.
I wonder if it would be easier in Portugal.
So Valerie says just open the door and it'll fly out. Oh, we've tried to open the door for that
no. I've been chasing this stinking thing for like, I don't know, since like noon today.
Oh, I was in my office. I just hear them screaming,
because it's a big one. It's not like a wasp like this. It's like a wasp like this.
It's a super wasp. It's a swasp.
What if it was one of those ones?
Oh, the killer wasp or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure we're fine.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's dead now. That's right, Amit. Jocelyn won.
So Defiance, thank you very much for the super chat. Do you have any tips for Lyon and Strasbourg? I'm headed there soon. I seem to remember you mentioned an updated video for Strasbourg. I am editing the updated video of Strasbourg now. That will come out around, hopefully you'll be there before, because around Bastille Day, I'll be putting out the Don'ts of Strasbourg, Don'ts of Paris, Don'ts of France. So you have those three coming, and that's middle of July.
That was our last trip to Europe before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So
there's that too. Let's see. Ooh, Dallas, 163 days to my all-inclusive trip to Cancun. Awesome.
That's too fast.
Well, because
it's okay.
You don't read that one. Look over there.
I have. Hey, Rusty. Rusty says, I am in the market for new Wolters World merch. There are so many websites to visit, but which website should I go to stock up on Wolters World merch?
So if you want Wolters World merch, you need to go to woltersworld.store. Let me just try to, here we go. So it's woltersworld.store, has t-shirts, stickers, and more. Koozies, jackets, quarter zips, all kinds of stuff. So you can head there and do that. Just Wolters World. Instead of woltersworld.com, woltersworld.store. So that's where you go for that. Let's see. So Scott's asking, guys, seriously, this is on Amazon. Serious question. Do you know if it's possible for Brits to find work in America if you don't have a uni degree? Right now, it might be, but the thing is, you have to have the job lined up before you come over. So that's
it's kind of the catch-22 for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's for us going to EU.
But you could apply for the green card lottery. I've actually had multiple friends that have won it. One guy I was studying my master's with, he got it and he left the next day. He's like, bye. He dropped out of the program in Germany and went there.
It's like, I'm gone. See ya. Stop.
You gotta answer a question.
I don't see the beginning of it. Somebody was saying something about seeing toddlers taking the train somewhere.
Oh, like in Germany? Or Sweden? I've seen it before.
And like in France, in Paris, you see like 7-year-olds walking to school and taking the metro to wherever they got to go for school. It's pretty cool. I rhymed.
Mark and John, let me put down the wasp. She got it. Try calling Bill the Exterminator. He's really good. We go watch the show. I have not watched the show. We don't watch much. I think we'll watch like the Marvel shows on Disney Plus and the Star Wars shows on Disney Plus. And
I randomly binge things that are like happy, cheesy things because while I fold laundry, that's the only time I watch TV.
Oh, Schmeck, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, I just wanted to say that I've enjoyed your videos for years. Thank you so much for very hard work and excellent videos. Stay safe and be well.
Thank you. You as well.
That's what we do. If we can help people travel better, and that's the best compliment we can do. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lori, what's up with American Airlines? So those who don't know, American Airlines is basically canceling 80 flights, I think, a day for the rest of the month. The labor shortage, bad weather, whatever the reasons are, a lot of people are really affected. And like we've had a friend.
My cousin was just stuck she missed a flight with her 4 children because of canceled stuff and whatnot. So they kind of got their trip a day later than they had expected.
And here's one thing: if you're someone that's affected by that, if you're someone that's affected by the American Airlines canceling your flights, that is one thing you need to realize is if you're traveling and weather happens and you miss a flight or something like that, they don't have to do anything for you because it's an act of God. There's nothing they can do. It's on you. But if it's like mechanical issues or their plane can't go or they cancel your flight and you're mid-travel, they have to give you a place to stay. Okay, that's part of the thing. So, but they won't tell you that, and you have to do it before you leave the airport because you have to get the voucher beforehand. Because my mom and I, we were in Indianapolis a couple of years ago, and we're flying out. We're going to Scotland, and our plane literally broke. They're like, "Yeah, it's not going anywhere." And we knew we weren't going to make the connection. I'm like, "Let's just stay here in Indianapolis. We'll just go tomorrow." And so we just decided to do that. We called up Delta, and they switched our flight to the next day. It was already taken care of, but then we found out, oh wait, they should be paying for our room, and then they're like, oh, you've already left the airport, so sorry. So just have a heads up for that one.
Can we just say hello
to Giro?
Oi,
papà, to the bang. Abbracci. Amo. So we love
Caleb and Liam. Giro's on.
So,
I don't know if they can even hear me, but I would love for them to
Almir Mafia is,
so
I live with their family. They're similar with ours. Wonderful family man. Berta, his amazing, spectacular, a wonderful wife, passed away recently. And the city actually where they lived named the street after her. And they should name the city after her because she's just such a wonderful person.
She's like the most joyful woman I've ever known.
So God bless her.
Okay.
We love you, Giro. We love you, buddy. Hope Massimo's doing well, and Lou and Anita. Love you, buddy. Anyway, let's go into a happier thing here. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Okay. So Mark Finley says, hotels usually can't be booked more than 11 to 12 months in advance. Unless you're looking at big event kind of things like Olympics, sometimes it'll be 2 years out. So it kind of depends. But yeah, your usual hotels maybe won't be a year out, so you got to think about that. Ryan Wrigley, you guys plan to do a trip to Antarctica? That is one count I still haven't traveled to yet. Yes, we're waiting for Liam to get older so that we all can go to Antarctica because that is an expensive trip, and I want us all to go. So let's see. Ace is going to Key West for Independence Day. Key West is a fun town. I was just there last month.
We've got some videos on it already. So there was something right here, 2 right in a row.
It just jumps. It's a huge jump. I don't know. Sorry.
It's all right. There. Stop. U.S. Army Combat Medic. I just booked a cruise on Celebrity from Rome to the Greek Isles and back to Italy with a stop in Naples. Hope it will be running. Booked May 2020. I've been vaccinated and plan to again.
Yeah.
I think that you'll be okay. I think by May of 2022 you'll be in
good place. If things are still locked down and not going by then we've had other problems.
Oh, Pura Vida, Samuel.
Sam's heading out to Costa Rica. I'm going to Costa Rica soon. Love your videos. Pura Vida. You'll love it, my friends. Get ready for rice and beans a lot and super fun, nice people. What was the ice cream? Pops ice cream. Grab some for us. So let's see. Okay, I'm just scrolling down here.
There's a lot.
Okay. We're uncommon words. Headed to Barcelona for 3 weeks with my 2-year-old daughter and advice for keeping her entertained while there.
Parks.
Barcelona has tons of parks. You got the beach there. You can do that. There's the parks there actually have stuff for kids to do things in. People like children there. There's a lot of pedestrian areas you can go and just walk around with. But I will say is make sure you're extra careful with your purse and wallets and stuff because the Barcelona's a capital pickpocketing in Europe, and they will go after people with kids because they're like, you're distracted, you're easy targets. So be
particularly
careful.
on La Ronda, but like anywhere, just pay attention.
Okay, so Dan Young. Fingers crossed, going on our first cruise in November to St. Kitts is one of our ports of call. Any dining ideas for my wife who doesn't eat seafood? Don't worry. All cruises are prepared for people. If you're gluten-free, if you can't eat seafood, if you have allergies, they will have stuff for you. But what I do recommend is write to your cruise line and be like, hey, just want you to know my wife can't eat shellfish or she can't eat seafood. Is there anything you can help me with? And they actually have people who will give you information like, here's the restaurants you should go to. Here are the ones because people that sometimes have really big allergies, they will definitely make sure that you're going to be okay.
But I want to say, I'm trying to get you to shut up.
Your hands are all burned. I don't want to touch them.
It's not. I got a thing on it. Okay. But I want to say this: if she just chooses not to eat seafood, if it's not an allergen, she just doesn't like it. The one time to try it, start with something like a mild fish. But the one time to try it is when you're in a place like the Caribbean where you can, these are people who are well versed in it. Maybe not on ship, but when you get off the ship and you go on land for a little while and you cross a nice looking restaurant, maybe that would be the place to try it. Alex, that's hilarious.
Let's see. So, Steve, I'm an Air Force brat born in Wiesbaden. When I go to Munich in 2022, any suggestion on Wiesbaden, like what to see? I have not been to Wiesbaden.
But look on Magnificent Germany.
Magnificent Germany with Darian.
I don't know why that just got hung up on my mouth, but anyway.
So, Mike asks, what's your thoughts on Drabinski? I usually don't talk too much about other travel bloggers and vloggers because we all do our own thing. But Drew goes to places that I probably wouldn't take my family to. So he's much more adventuresome into going to some of the places. And he seems like a really nice guy. I have never met him. I've never talked to him ever. I've actually never really talked to him I've only talked to very few YouTubers over the years. But he seems like a decent dude. So he talks about a lot of stuff, goes a lot of places to show people different places around the world. So respect to him.
Mark Finley wants to know what you thought of Luca.
Luca, for those who don't know, Luca came out on Disney Plus in the US. It's a Pixar movie, but my thing is, Luca is more of a Netflix original animation than a Pixar movie. You don't randomly cry for no reason or a reason in Luca. So
okay, Nick says, how many languages do you speak? Because I'm always scared to travel to countries that don't speak English. Nick, this is something that I think a lot of people, it makes them it's a fear and it's logical. But no matter where I've gone in the world, other than a couple of places when we were in China, was I not able to make myself known? And I pitifully speak a little Portuguese and therefore understand a little bit of Spanish and Portuguese and maybe can decipher some Italian if I'm reading it. Those Latin languages, and I learned a lot of Latin and Greek roots as a kid, so I can decipher it if I can read it, but I probably can't hear it. But that's okay. Before you go anywhere, just learn a few basic verbs, even if you can't conjugate them. If you can just say I this or I want or whatever, and say please and thank you. That's all you'll really need to know because they'll find a way to help you.
So Jasmine asks, will we need ETIAS in January 2022 for Italy? I'm not sure when the date is because there's been so many issues with the travel industry that instituting, like, for those who know ETIAS, there's an ESTA program for Europeans that come to the U.S. This will be like a visa. It'll be basically an e-visa you have to go to Europe. It's not too hard. You're going to fill some stuff out online, and it'll go probably through your airline, and then you pay the fee, and then you're fine. I don't know when it's going to go into effect because how things are. It's hard to say. So top 3 cities to recommend for Spain. You can go the big city route and do the more touristy things like Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla. But if you want to go medium-sized, different places that are still really popular, Granada, Valencia, and Cordoba is also nice.
Granada and Cordoba are probably my favorites right below. I love this.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
No, bonne noite. Bonne noite. You need to go back.
That's Portuguese, darling. Sorry.
It's sometimes a nice thing. It's for you in here. Hi, guys from Paris.
It's nice to see you, and we wish we were in Paris with you.
Time for a guest. Thank you.
Oh, Reggie and her man. You sweet thing.
How did Liam and Kim go on flights as babies? They're great.
Yeah, they've been flying since they were both 6 weeks old, so they don't know any different. It's just part of, there were moments when they started to walk. Those were rough, but I don't know. Can people hear them up there? They're wrestling and giggling and laughing, and they're kind of killing me right now.
See, it's good like that. And one of them hurts each other.
Somebody's going to get hurt, and
insane.
then all hell breaks loose.
So Drew, my girlfriend, are going to Ecuador and Colombia this summer. We're really excited. Watch your videos about those soon. Yeah, so we got plenty of stuff in Ecuador. Have not been to Colombia yet. That was another trip that got canceled because the COVID. But we're planning to go there spring next year. I know we're going to do Cartagena and Bogota. Depending on which time we can get off, we might throw Medellin in there as well. So
I really want to go to Medellin, but like Cartagena is on my list. And actually, one of our neighbors is originally from Cartagena, so I'm kind of hoping for that. She's got some good stuff for us.
Oh, Dudley Drew, you both are the bomb. I get a blast, watching you participate in these live chats. Thanks, Dudley. We appreciate it. Derek in Argentina. Hola.
And Grace McKenzie. My dad was recently diagnosed with ALS. I'm sorry to hear that. What are the most disability-friendly countries? So after the United States and Canada.
U.S., Canada, Japan.
Probably Ireland.
Ireland, for as many places you can't get into, they actually do a decent job there. And they have actually good services too. So like there's tourism agencies that specifically travel to help Americans going to Ireland with disabilities. I would say Scandinavia is very good for that as well. For that, those would be some of my places I'd recommend.
And actually, we had looked into a lot of that because we take students, and Mark was trying to do one specifically for students with disabilities, like physical stuff. So our info is actually pretty good on that.
Best YouTube channel, Mark, you inspired me. I'm going to grow a ponytail too. I already got the beard. You're going to shave your top of your head to match as well. So over on Amazon, Scott says, have you both ever been to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Singapore, or Hong Kong? Very popular for Europeans. Have not. I know Hong Kong, Singapore, those are part of our trip that got canceled because we went to a wedding in Brazil, I'm so glad we did that because it was a wonderful experience. But those are places we will be getting to eventually.
Holly, any tips for travel with autistic children? So neither of our children are autistic, so none of this is secondhand knowledge, but friends who have children who are autistic, I know that what they do is like a ridiculous amount of over preparation, just getting the kids ready, talking about how different it's going to be, kind of setting up like pretend waits, so that they can wait in line, because, a lot of travel is hurry up and wait, hurry up, we got to get there, and then we have to wait. And that can really set particularly autistic kids off. I mean, all kids. But that idea of like setting that up and kind of running through fake ones at home before you do it is something. And just like all kids, getting them excited about the place you're going to, showing them videos or movies or cartoons, like Bugs Bunny at the Coliseum,
yeah.
Things like that gets them excited. As long as you can just prepare them for like the waiting is the hard stuff. And obviously whatever their comfort things are, have them in plenty.
Yeah. So XXX, how many days are recommended for Iceland? I'd go for, some people just do Reykjavik for like 3 or 4 days. You need more time to really explore it.
The country's
10 days.
worse, so I would say 10.
Yeah.
For me, minimum.
So Zach, where should we? My fiance. It's getting late. I need. I don't know how I can scratch myself to death already. Where should my fiance and I go for our honeymoon? So when people ask me this a lot, I always say, it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want like the relaxing beach honeymoon? Oh, honey, you look great in a bikini, and let's go, blah, 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 blah. Or do you want, like, we want to go on adventures, or we want to see stuff that we haven't seen before? We have an adventure together. That's really going to influence where you go.
Sit down and write like your ultimate goals in a trip. Like, what would be your top 5 things each, and find a place that matches as many of those as possible.
So EJ Slab, are you fans of BTS and Korea in general? So Korea is actually, my dad worked there for a number of years. And my mom and I are still upset that he never took us there. So we will be getting to South Korea.
One of my dearest friends from college is from Korea, and I got people, like we have people to see, and we need to do it. But BTS, not
there's some decent
really.
songs.
I mean, I guess
they got a nice beat.
I guess I'm a little old for that yet, huh?
Oh, you can never be too old for BTS. So Anthony Stone, maybe Whiskey Wednesday, but my dad and I are watching with you, and we're having a nice cold glass of Arak, also known as a Lebanese alcohol. Awesome.
Cool.
I have to try that sometime. Oh, Brett, I'm traveling to Europe next week for the first time. Awesome. I have TSA pre-check and global entry. How early should I get to the airport? Are you flying out of a regional airport or are you flying out of a big one? Because regional airports, if you're connecting, like let's say you're going from small town X and then you're flying to Chicago, then from Chicago you fly to Europe, it doesn't matter if you're international or domestic on that flight because you're doing a domestic flight first. So there's no extra stuff that way. You just have to show your passport sooner.
But if you're directly going from, say, O'Hare to Charles de Gaulle or something like that,
I usually give yourself more than the 2 hours. Like, because I would say like 2 hours for domestic, 3 hours for international.
Despite the fact that you have global entry in TSA, this is your first European trip. You really don't want to screw anything up. So, allow yourself extra time. At the very least, you'll be less stressed.
Oh, Matt Hatter, Windhurst. Thanks, Mark and Jocelyn. I'm going to cancel my trip to Europe. I don't think England or France will be open, despite what they say. Well, France you can get to. I just got a thing from Delta
we did get something just
for
recently.
there. But I don't know about getting from England to France and maybe have to test again before then. I can understand the frustration, and that's why I tell people, sometimes it's okay to postpone. I know for us, like this summer, we still have a bunch of USA travels we're doing. So that's our big thing for this summer. Yeah, so as Lori said, good question. It depends on the airport. Let's see. Okay, Oliver Phillips. What are the best European cities for 20-year-olds? So you might not know this, but at one time I was 20, and I actually was living in Europe at that time. So for club party time, fun stuff with lots of young people, Berlin, Prague, London, Barcelona.
Lisbon.
No, not Lisbon. Lisbon's cool, but it's not like.
But it's not, yeah.
Stockholm.
Serena or Serrana.
Let's see. Those are my like. I was 20 again, and I was going
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Yeah, that could be good. I'd actually put that a little lower than some of those other ones. But yeah, that's all fun there. Let's see. Oh, wait.
Any packing tips for Peru? Oh.
Layers, because as you go higher up, it gets colder. But be careful. Take your time when you get to Cusco, because I'm going to get you to Machu Picchu. You're going to go through there. The altitude sickness can really get you.
Yeah.
I talk about some of the stuff we took with us there in some of our Peru videos, and I have a couple more Peru videos that are going to come out.
Mad Healer, Sefer, I'm going to mess up that name, but someone who is in France, living there, says that they're opening and things are going well. So there you go.
Cool. So, Gurgling from Hungary. Hi, Wolters, business city and living there are two different things. Amen. That is so true. I'm from Budapest. Salary is very low. We have the highest VAT tax, which is 27%.
Shoot.
Ouch. Post-Soviet mentality doesn't disappear. Yeah. And I think that's actually, G, you actually bring up a really good point. Because for a lot of times, like I'll discuss like, hey, it's a cheap place to go. It's an expensive place to go. It's always, I base it off a middle-class U.S. salary kind of stuff, but that's a lot of money for, some people in other places. So that's why whenever you travel, I try to avoid saying, oh, it's super cheap. Or this place is so cheap. I always try to, it's affordable. It's good budget.
It's
inexpensive
in comparison to X or Y.
Yeah, because the people that live there, it's expensive for them because that's their life thing, and that's where they live. So that's a really good thing. Thanks, G.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yes, thank you very much. Rated H for Hood. Should we take teenage boys to Italy? We love your videos. Yes. Yes, you should. Because one, they might learn about really good fashion instead of just wearing, like high school kids in the U.S. stuff. And they'll be like, oh, look how good these guys look here.
Oh, and men's haircuts.
Men's haircuts in Italy are awesome.
I love getting my kids' haircut there. And Brett is flying out of Charlotte. So Charlotte, I feel like 2.5 hours is probably good for you.
Yeah. Especially, with the pre-check there. Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grace, all the best to you. Thank you.
Yes, that was kind.
Oh, Dudley Do Right. BTS is a South Korean boy band. Think Backstreet Boys or the Beatles or, well, not the Beatles, but like dance, sing, look cute, have girls scream for you around the world. What happens to me all the time.
Just me, baby.
It's just in my dreams. Ba-da-bum.
Muhammad
and Adam, go to bed.
1:15, are you kidding me?
But how can you go back to sleep? I bet what's midsummer is just happened.
Oh,
so,
right.
So it's like sunny already. So you're probably already up. Can't help it.
Midsummers. I miss that. I miss those white nights, right? Or the light nights, depending on where you are.
You're welcome, Harry.
The Nico Sneeko, best coffee cultures in the world, Greece. So I love Greek coffee. I love Turkish coffee, but I haven't been to Turkey. I do love coffee in Italy. Costa Rica, because Costa Rica, Guatemala, and that whole region, because coffee, is grown there like mad. So those would be my favorite places. They were mine. Mark doesn't drink coffee, so he doesn't have an opinion.
Yeah. So don't worry. So this one. So here's the thing: is you can watch this on the lives will stay on YouTube when I do it here. If you're watching on Amazon, Amazon saves the lives as well, so you can watch them on Amazon. So we did 2 lives yesterday and 2 lives the day before on Amazon, so those are up on there too. And actually, the one we did last night, Jocelyn was making drinks, and we had quite a few. So.
It was quite a night.
Nathan, you guys ain't drunk enough yet. I'll be back in 30 minutes when Mark's cheek get a little brighter. Oh,
Wait, you had one beer. I haven't had anything to drink.
Yes, we had a little bit too much yesterday.
Well, those gin drinks went down quickly. Somebody, I think it was Lori, said maybe there was too much lemon or lime in them. I don't know what that was about, but it went by, and it was somebody who was watching last night. I don't know why I'm thinking.
So, Alex, I'm going to Croatia in August. What's your favorite Croatian island? Hvar and Korčula are on my list, but I'm open to suggestions. Hvar is nice, but Hvar is tiny. You'll be in and out there quick. But I like Korčula. I have a video on Korčula you can watch. That was one I enjoyed. There wasn't another island I liked. I have a video. I have a bunch of Croatia videos that are just on the Dalmatian coast, the islands there, and I talk about them there. So that's nice. It'll come to me. It's where the waterfalls are. There's a town there, has a great local museum.
I have no idea.
It'll come. Here, I'll look it up. You and I here. So best YouTube channel ever.
You do that, I'll handle this.
Okay.
Jeez. I already asked, but I don't know if you answered. I'm hearing impaired. I have to go to the Philippines to see my girlfriend so she can come to America. When are the Philippines going to open up again? I do not know. You just have to stay on top of it. And, check with their State Department, check with our State Department, and just keep watching it like literally every day, every other day. That'll be about the only way you can figure that out. So.
Yeah. And I think Asia in general is probably going to open up slower than Europe and South America and stuff. Too.
Oh shoot! There was just a big old thing. Krka National Park, is that?
Krka, yeah, it's by Krka National Park. Yes, thank you.
Oh, Lori thinks that maybe your hives might be from the citric acid last night. I think it might be from the lavender because that's something unusual. But
Šibenik, Croatia. S with a hat on it. Ibenik. I like Šibenik. I like that town. That was a cool town.
Besides Iceland, which other European countries should we travel for our honeymoon in September? So if you've already got Iceland locked down, why not go to Greenland? It's right there.
2-hour flight.
Yeah, so there's that. And then let me think. Icelandic Air has some flights to Paris, right? I think.
Yeah.
Well, they did. Whatever. Everything's new and different now, right? But Paris is still one of the most romantic places in the world to me. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. Like it's beautiful and wonderful and amazing for a couple in love.
You too. So this is Umbrella. Good morning, Ryan's. Can't wait for you to come to LA in the fall. You'll love it here. Beaches, hiking, great weather all year round. Yeah, it'll be. I'll have a fun time. I know that. Let's see.
Hi, Guy in Peru.
Oh, Jackie Sherman. My husband and I were joking about having a trip to France about 3 weeks ago. We watched one video, then another. Now we're playing Normandy in June 2022. Thank you for your videos.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it, Jackie. You're gonna love it.
Ooh, Ferme de Savigny, FermedeSavigny. That is where we stayed in Normandy, and it was an awesome, beautiful little farm. The people who own it,
nice.
Geet, and it was awesome. So keep that in mind.
So Philippe, I'm glad we could help out. And answer your questions. It's always nice. And I should say, you can actually follow us on a lot of different platforms because we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram,
Philippe
Facebook.
And I talked so much as they were getting ready. He and his husband were getting ready to go on some trips, and it was really fun. I enjoy getting to know people. So we do chat quite a bit with people that way. So if you have specific questions, we're happy to help that.
Yeah, so at Wolters on Twitter and Instagram, and then hold on, I'm trying to edit this here, and then it's at Jocelyn Wolters World.
Wolters World, thanks, dear.
On Instagram, there we go.
Yeah, I don't do the twitting.
Yeah, John, that place is a toxic cesspool.
I can barely handle Facebook.
Yeah, it's so much.
Like Instagram's happy pictures for the most part. I'm good with that.
So Jay McGar, Mark, you a professor at UCLA? No, I am not a professor at UCLA. I'm a professor at Big Ten school, so I'm from the Midwest. Ooh, hi. Ryan's at a bachelor party in Medellin for a friend's bachelor party in October. Some of us are worried that it might not be very safe. Do you have any insight on that or any travel tips? So Medellin is not as bad as it was in the cocaine heydays of back in the day of the Medellin cartels. It's actually one of the places a lot of people recommend going to in Colombia. However, having said that, I've not been there personally. We're looking to go there in the spring. So we're looking to go there with our children, there is that. But remember, when you're going on a bachelor party, sometimes people, you always had that one guy that wants to get into fights and gets in trouble. You do not want I'm serious. Do not invite them. Like, just straight up don't invite them. Just to make your life easier.
There's a Buddha hostel that's supposed to be pretty cool there that I've heard about.
Daniel, ever visited Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge? Heck yeah!
Mm-hmm.
If so, are tourist spots such as Antarctica worth the price? I always think some places that are super touristy are still, there was a reason why they're super touristy and they're worth going to. I would say, go on Google. You can see everything that's going to be going on there. People have already made videos on it, and see if it works for you. Like, that would be my advice to you. All right, I'm gonna have to get off here in a bit because I got to go lather myself up in some calamine lotion because I want to do that one, but I'm not going to.
Okay, hang on. This one.
This one?
Philippe's. This is why, because he says you can't get out of this question, Mark. Jocelyn, one country by continent to visit. Only one. Come on, let's see what each of you think.
So North America, probably the U.S.
Because it's vast.
It's vast. Caribbean, Jamaica. Central America. For first-time visitors, I'd say Costa Rica, but I like Nicaragua.
I'm right there with you.
South America, I would say Peru for travelers. I love Brazil more, but I think for travelers, Peru's best. For Africa, I would go Tanzania.
Tanzania only because of the Serengeti, but for me personally, it would be Rwanda.
Yeah, or Egypt if you want North Africa.
To me, Asia is Japan. I'm just enamored with the culture and the people were so awesome. Let's think. Europe, Greece, because of my family. Yeah,
a lot of good stuff.
That's tough.
So JD plays it cool. Nice. I recently watched your Key West video and smiled the whole time. I lived there for 13 years and you're spot on. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Henry over on Amazon. How many islands have you guys been to in Greece? Right now, I'm also watching a lot of Gabriel Traveler's videos in Greece, and they are great.
Yeah, Gabe's a good dude. Crete, Santorini. Or I've been to two other ones.
Mykonos.
I can't think. Mykonos. There's another one I've been to, but I can't think of the name. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
There are too many to know.
So Ashley, if you're ever in North Mississippi, I would love to meet, or I would want to meet. So we were in Oxford, and so
Like
4th of July weekend, the Don'ts of Mississippi are scheduled to come out. So I have one. You have to tell me if it's okay. I was filming in Oxford and we were filming in Natchez as well. So we got a Don'ts of Natchez to come out. Josh, I got to edit together Jocelyn's Eats of Mississippi so we can have that. So thank you, Ashley Claire, for the super chat. That's very nice of you.
David, no, you don't need a gun to travel to America.
Yeah, no, that's
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
But I needed to say that.
Yeah. So Kim M, thank you very much for the super chat. For calamine lotion and antihistamine, feel better. Thanks for being so awesome, you guys. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to take the antihistamine and put the cream on, and then I'm going to lay in bed like this.
2 kinds of cream.
Oh, last night I was trying to sleep with my arms up and like not touch anything. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you, Josh.
Josh, that was kind of you.
Yes.
Can't tell you what your channel has meant to me during lockdown. Drives me crazy not to be able to travel. So thank you so much for the content. Just got back from Uganda Safari.
Awesome.
Had an absolutely fantastic time. Scotland next.
Josh, that is awesome. That's what you
so
like.
Cool.
I got a chance to go and you got to go. That's awesome, dude.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
Awesome. And we like, I don't know, Africa is something special, isn't it? It's just
so
cool.
Lucy, I will scroll back through it and look for your chat to get your question. I apologize.
What happened there?
I don't know.
Ugh.
I'll look through. So I'll let Justin, you look at this one. I'll look for Lucy's.
Okay. Merci. Helping us travel is a beautiful thing, even more so when your videos literally saved my life. Though Jocelyn's cocktail videos may now be my new faves. Merci so much. Well, merci beaucoup to you as well. I'm glad that we could be there to help you. And
the cocktail videos are back out every Friday.
They are. Sandra and I are on it again.
Yeah, Classic Daiquiri was his last Friday, and this Friday is, I think, Mai Tais.
Mai Tais.
So there's that. I found it, Lucy. I found it. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hello, please do a show in Bristol, UK. I was there a couple of years ago for a conference. Thank you. So Bristol, I was actually supposed to be there. So I was going to York, Bristol, London, Manchester for last February. Oh, low battery. So that's okay.
Okay. Sorry, we're having.
Sorry. Our Amazon stream's probably gonna have to end because that battery is about to die. So
okay.
So
bye, Amazon.
Bye to Amazon, guys. Go over to the YouTube one.
See you.
See ya. But don't worry, we're still here on YouTube. So that was supposed to go, and that's when like there's all those hurricanes, like wind and stuff like that, and then. The final straw was like they took over the Holiday Inn to make it a COVID quarantine thing, and I'm like, I don't think we should go.
That was actually I was like really kind of begging him not to go because I was just so afraid of you flying through that mess. I'm like, if something had happened to you, my world would end.
Oh, you'd be just fine.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be just so amazing.
Jay Maker, you guys don't read my comments. See, that proves you're wrong. Let's see. That is EJ's good place. Oh, David Finzi, thank you again for the super chat. I have family in Italy and Israel, and also in a town and U.S. passport. Do you think Italy will let me in Israel as a vaccinated American? See, that's the thing is knowing which passport to use, which place you go. I mean, that's a tricky one.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to research that. I mean, you need to go to different countries' State Department sites and just figure out which one's better for you.
So T7 Man, what do you guys check before going to a specific country? I actually probably read about 100 blogs and watch probably 15 to 20 YouTube videos, and then I read all the Lonely Planet books, and I go to our Barnes & Noble, go through the books there, and I look at my notes and I actually watch my old videos. So I do a lot.
He does a lot more than I do. I'm more fly by the seat of my pants.
But I'm also the one that's filming.
He's also filming, so he's, researching a lot more in depth than I am. Typically, I try to find people that we know, that have been there.
And people like you that, I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, like we're going to Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, France. We got all these, and a lot of times people will send us, hey, don't forget to talk about this. Don't forget to talk about that. I'm like, all right. And so a lot of times it's from you. The fellow travelers.
The other thing that I always go to, and I want to say this, is the National Geographic traveler books, because I love the history of stuff. And so sometimes that's enough for me. I don't even have to look at anything else. That gives me all I need because history gets me.
So let's hit the road, Jack. I just got home from surgery. I'm glad you're home.
Yeah, right.
Hope you're recovering well. Maybe explain how it works. You get sick or injured while you're traveling. Same thing, going to the doctor, the emergency room kind of stuff. That's why I just put a video out last week on the don'ts of travel insurance. So there's difference between trip insurance, travel medical insurance, evacuation insurance, kidnap and ransom insurance. There's different stuff for all of them.
So many different kinds of insurance when you travel.
But I will say probably the most thing that's going to happen is you're going to go to the hospital. You got to go to the emergency room. There are walk-in clinics, kind of stuff like in the U.S. You have like the convenient cares kind of things. You're going to go and you're going to pay out of pocket first, and then your insurance will reimburse you. So that's why it's always a good idea to have that credit card.
The good thing is that often to get into those places is less expensive than what we would normally have to pay out of pocket up front in the U.S. But we've been to hospitals. How many hospitals were we in Portugal? Like 4?
Oh,
at least 4 or 5. I mean, I had a baby in another country, and then 3 in China, all in one day.
That was a tough. That was not a fun day.
Stressful day. But you know what? I think the biggest thing for me is I'm always worried about not being able to speak the language. However, speaking English is helpful because so many. Like the research is written in English because right now that is lingua franca and everybody's using it. So that helps. If you speak English, it makes it a little bit easier.
So yeah, that way, no, I wouldn't expect too much rain unless there's a hurricane that pops down that far. You should be okay with the rain there. Joe, I have not been to Newcastle. A Google user recommendation, married July 9th. Where do you recommend we go to enjoy our honeymoon? Ask yourself, do you want history? Do you want adventure? Do you want just romance on the beach?
Write down your favorites and have them write down their favorites, and then y'all get it figured out.
And don't write them out at the same time because you'll just want to make them happy and her happy or him happy. Do your own and see what crosses over and go there.
We missed David's super chat.
No, that's the one I went back to.
Okay. Somebody asked if we did the Disney stuff all around the world. No. Even our kids don't like
Yeah, I'm
Disney.
sorry.
We're just not Disney people.
Let's see. Oh, for those of you that we missed your questions, you can always ask your questions again because there's literally hundreds of these things going by, and when we read them, and I'm trying to scroll back to find stuff, so it's sometimes tough. So I just want to
3 weeks, British Isles or Scandinavia. My genealogy says I'm primarily Irish and Danish.
I would go British Isles.
I would too.
If it's especially for your first trip to Europe, I would do British Isles first, then Scandinavia after that. You're wallable. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Josh,
thank you very much for the super chat again, my friend. How did you break into the travel industry, and what advice would you give someone looking to gain a career in it? So I make these videos. The only thing I do with the travel industry is I make these videos. I don't have a cruise line. We don't have any books or podcasts or anything. Anyway,
that was to Mark.
I would say, for example, like, find what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about travel, like surfing travel around the world, or surfing travel just in California, or you're all about, I live in the Midwest, I'll do Midwest travel, you can focus on that niche and you can become a influential person, an influencer, as people say, in that, and build your stuff. You want to make good content. You want to make stuff people want to be a part of, because one thing I always people are like, why does no one watch my videos? I'm like, well, do you watch your own videos? Well, no. I'm like, well, if you wouldn't watch your videos, why would anyone else? So those are some things. That's a little advice there for that. Okay. So David Randolph, love the channel. Use your advice for a 27-day Europe trip, November, December 2019. Cool. Yeah, that is wow. That was perfect timing. And more recently for Yellowstone, Jackson, we love that trip. My next trip is to Mexico City. If you have any advice, so Mexico City, that was a May of 2020 trip that obviously did not happen. So I do not have anything for Mexico City. My dad did work in Mexico for a number of years and was there, and he really enjoyed the city. He spoke no Spanish. He tried to learn. He had every book on tape you could imagine.
Y'all.
Gracias. For gracias. I'm like,
your mother might be watching.
But hey, he tried.
She'll have to.
But everyone saw,
he did try.
He tried, and people knew he was trying. And that's just it. As long as you try with a foreign language, people know. And they're like, hey, we appreciate you trying. So do that. So sadly, Dave, I'm sorry. I don't have anything specific for Mexico City. Altitude can be an issue, so take it easy the first day, okay? Okay, so Jorgen, 1990, thank you very much for the super chat. Where to find the best restaurants for bison and elk in Cheyenne? I didn't see it in your videos. I was there for Memorial Weekend. It was pretty empty. So there's actually a Montana Steakhouse down the street off the main drag. If you're on that square downtown, there's one there that actually had really good bison steaks.
And it's a very small chain. It's
Yeah,
like a chain of like five
restaurants.
cities or something.
Yeah.
But really good.
Yeah, and then on the square where you can get the Rocky Mountain oysters, the testicles stuff, they had it there too.
Say testicles again, it makes me giggle.
Testicles?
Okay, so right where the Wrangler place is, if you're looking at the Wrangler place to the left, about like at the corner, there were a couple really good restaurants down there too. I don't know the names of them, but that was another good area looking.
So Jazan Simmons, I'm from the Caribbean, Trinidad. We're looking to go. If you got any tips, send it to us, okay? Direct DM us. In my opinion, France has the best shoes and clothing. Do you agree? I want to tell you right now, Jocelyn's going to say that country Spain has the best
shoes. Well, here's the thing. France and Italy are kind of a toss-up for fashion in my, for my fashion, what I like to wear. Shoes, I don't know what it is, but Spain has got a lot of really small designers and for shoes, and they make great stuff, and I absolutely really love them. Also Greece, funnily enough. Is funnily a word? I think I just used it and it wasn't.
For you, baby, we'll make it a word.
Thanks, baby. But I've gotten some really great heels there.
So David asked, do you guys plan on visiting Israel? So we actually had 2 trips to Israel planned, and 2 of them got canceled. One, just life happened, so people got sick, we couldn't go. And then the second one, COVID hit. So 2 times we tried to go to Israel, 2 times have been canceled. So it is on our list. We're going to
get there.
We're going to dang get there. You better believe it, my friend. We will get there.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish off with a couple questions here at the end. Jordan, you're very welcome. Jim saw a chocolate shoe at a now that's a shoe I can bite into.
You're so funny. Lori says good leather products in Italy. That's absolutely. I've gotten several bags in Italy that were a really good deal. Like should have cost me a lot more than they did.
Yeah, I remember, especially when we first were going there together.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days. Well, anyway. We're going to wrap it up, my friends. I'm going to go and bathe myself in calamine lotion and Benadryl because I'm going to itch all of my skin off if I do not. So I just want to wish you all the best. Tony.
One last one. Just a manatee with internet.
Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to get that. Tony asked this before. I forgot to answer this. Have you guys done the French Polynesian Islands? We have not. That's one thing we're looking at doing. Fiji, New Zealand, Australia all together. That's a longer trip, so that's a future thing we're going to go do. We don't really do cruises. Jocelyn gets sick on boats, and
big boats, small boats. I'm good. I'm really good.
And I don't like being where I'm out of control of what we're doing. So it's like everybody's problems, our problems.
So just a manatee with internet. I want to end with this one. Any advice for people who haven't traveled much but hope to? So we have some videos on that for first-time travelers and things like that. The biggest thing, like when I wasn't able to travel yet, it was always money, right? So I started really prioritizing where I spent my money. I haven't had cable personally since 2002. So like 18 years without cable, because you know how much money I saved every year? Like that was a trip to Europe. That was the flight. So save your pennies where you can. That's the biggest one. Research. So, use our channel, use good guidebooks, check those books out at the library, because then you're not spending money for those books. But really research it so that when you do get there, you're not wasting time or money, because both are very precious. Yeah.
So we will leave it there with that. Thank you, everyone that's been on here. Thank you if you're on Amazon. Thank you if you're on here on YouTube. If you're watching a replay or whatever, we really appreciate all your support, and it makes all the difference in the world to us. So we just want to say thank you, and we wish everyone a fantastic evening.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.